Hi, Jason Wishlow, Avalanche forecaster for Whitewater, and this is the Avalanche Conditions Report for Whitewater Ski Resort, Backcountry Skiing Canada.com, and State of the Snowpack. So, pretty dramatic turn of events. The winter has come back full force, and hopefully everybody got out there and got some safe resort skiing since we last spoke. But currently Avalanche Canada is calling the hazard in the Alpine Soarie considerable. At tree line it's considerable, and below tree line considerable as well. And I just want to remind people that today is March 7th, 2024, and there's a special public avalanche warning, a SPA, still in effect, given the nature of the very large avalanche cycle that we've been experiencing and is expected maybe to continue into the weekend. So that is very consistent with what we're seeing here in the Whitewater backcountry as well. Considerable avalanche hazard that's come down from high a couple days ago, but still some very dangerous conditions out there. So what we've seen in the snowpack was we had our melt freeze crust formed February 2nd, and then there's 5 centimeters of larger facets sitting on top of that have become really reactive in the last week. We had 150 centimeters of storm snow with strong southwest winds, pounding snow into lee features, loading it with up to 3 meters of snow, and we went through a historic avalanche cycle here at Whitewater and in the Whitewater backcountry, both explosives controlled and natural. And I'm going to talk about some of those events now. So I'm going to look up to the bench, and this was 2 days ago. We did a heli control mission and threw a 12.5 kg bag up on there, created a size 3.5 avalanche running full path to valley bottom. Now that avalanche, you can see, we'll try to get some good pictures of it, has up to 3 meter crowns in it, and you can see 3 meter crowns not everywhere, but thin to thick is our real concern right now. Those are places that still can be initiated by light loads from a rider or a skier. So you have to remember that just because that layer is deeper down in the snowpack, if you hit the right spot, it's still possible to trigger an avalanche like that, which is virtually unsurvivable if you get caught in something like that. Something else I want to bring to your attention is you look at the aspect and elevation of that avalanche, and then you look behind me in 5 Mile. Those are very, very similar pieces of terrain. And there are a number of tracks there that are starting to push into areas that are thin to thick. And there's still a great concern that if somebody skis into one of those areas, they can trigger one of these avalanches. And that is, I mean, it's terrifying. 3 days ago, just over here in the Boningtons, less than 20 kilometers away from us, there was a remote size 2.5 or 3.5, sorry, to 4 avalanche, a remote, triggered by people on ridgetop, and it went below them. So that's the nature of facets on a crust, and you can fail in a storm instability. The one in the Boningtons may have done that and then stepped down to that crust, creating a far larger avalanche. So that layer, as deep as it is in play. And I'd like to ski you down here right now, and we're gonna go have a look at the consequence of what that's like and some of the debris and what those avalanches have done. All right, so Brad and myself have done a transceiver check. We have our gear with us. I'm comfortable with the hazard given the morning. Yesterday got some sun and a melt freeze crust, so we are just outside the ski area boundary, but we've made an informed decision and feel very comfortable with where we're standing now, so that I can talk to you and show you some of the results that we've seen from this cycle that I was talking about ridgetop. So we're below Goat Slide, and you can see the number of tracks. Sadly, still a number of those people, probably the majority actually, do not have gear, which is rather unnerving. But if you look out into the bowl, here's our debris, recent debris from the 3.5. And something I want to mention is that this toe of these debris here is the convergence. Over this storm cycle, we've had 4 3.5s that have met there. I would estimate there's 10 to 15 meters of debris in front of us. I look over here, it's unrecognizable to what it was a week and a half ago when these events started. That was all mature timber. Now all you can see is some small trees that survived. There are big trees. You can see the power of an avalanche. This is small. Some of those trees were considerably bigger that we lost. We had another 3.5 actually come down that didn't converge on this path and ran right onto sluice box. So historically large avalanches, facets on a crust. And what happens now, as we move forward into the spring, temperatures are coming up. You know, I can feel the sun, even though it was cold last night, standing here now, you can feel the warmth of the sun. It's March. And that's going to start to consolidate things a little bit more on areas that haven't run. And those facets haven't gone anywhere. They're still preserved. Areas that haven't run are still very, very dangerous. Weather coming at us towards the weekend. Looks like freezing levels are coming up, but we're into another storm cycle. Not as significant as what we just went through, but still forecast in the 15 to 30 millimeter water equivalency range. So with wind again. So we're gonna see reloading, and it's gonna put even more snow and load on top of weaker, on top of those lower weaknesses. And you know, the hazard is bound to come up again, especially if freezing levels 1,500 meters, where it's not gonna stay cold like it is right now. So something to really keep in mind towards the weekend. Please follow AvCan and be aware that hazard's gonna come up again. And this is going to persist for the rest of the season through the spring. And as load increases, as temperatures warm, I'm not going to be surprised to see more events like this failing on that same crust. So I want everybody to make sure they're staying safe and, you know, enjoying, you know, safe, low angle treed lines until we have an opportunity to see what this storm does this weekend. But bigger features right now, I think, should be approached, if not at all, with about as extreme caution as you could ever approach them with. You know, I personally won't be approaching anything like that. So stay safe, everybody. This is our last avalanche conditions report of the season. It's been a real pleasure bringing you information, working with Brad. I really hope people stay tuned in and stay engaged, and we'll be doing this again next year. It's something we really feel passionate about, and you know, Brad does an awesome job. And you can continue to follow State of the Snowpack as well. If anything is happening, we'll be bringing updates from the backcountry in Whitewater here, Kootenay Pass, or otherwise if we have people out. You know, whole initiative is that we're all in this together. We're working, and we want to make sure that people come home safe every night after they go for a wonderful ski tour. So thank you very much. I look forward to talking to you with Brad anyway next year. And yeah, enjoy the spring. And again, please stay safe.
Hey everyone, it's Brad from BackcountrySkiingCanada.com. Just want to thank Jason for a stellar season of the Avalanche Conditions Report. It was his first season. He knocked it out of the park. He's got a wealth of knowledge, and really appreciate him sharing with us on camera every couple of weeks here, and hope you guys find these valuable. If you have any comments, please put them down below. Let us know if you want to see anything different, improvements. And again, thanks Jason for a great year, and we're going to look forward to doing it again next year.
It was awesome working with you, buddy. I appreciate it.